Good morning and welcome to this morning's edition of Mayoral Monday. Joining me is Gautier Mayor Phil Torjusen. Mayor, let's get to it. One of the big things that's taking place right now is the town commons. Can you first explain to me sort of the vision about what's going on with that?
Sure. Last night our engineers gave a presentation of the initial designs of the town commons. What town commons is, it's 33 acres that the city actually owns just north of what is known as the Singing River Mall property. And we're going to be voting on next week the conceptual design to move forward. And what it entails is there'll be things out there such as an amphitheater, a musical fountain. It's going to have pickleball courts, it'll have volleyball courts. It'll have the things that town greens kind of have. It'll have a lake, it'll have kayaking. And what that'll do, that'll drive a lot of traffic out there to our town central, so to speak. And it'll help us, we have the rights to market the mall property, and that'll help us with the marketing of the mall property. Sure.
And what will be some of the steps after you guys have your meeting the following week?
Then the engineers will go through the permitting process with the Corps of Engineers and what have you. And then it's a three-phase process, and we've already got the funding for phase one. And so we want to kick off the phase one, and that should take care of the funding that we have for the phase one of the projects I just mentioned. Right. There's a few other ones there too, but that we're looking at doing also.
Right, and besides the town commons, there's a couple of other things going on as far as infrastructure, including a residential development. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, there's a lot of good things going on in Jackson County. Ingalls with the new defense contracts, and with BT Halter with their new contracts, there's going to be a lot of new jobs hired over the next year or two, in excess of probably 2,000 altogether. And that's going to create a housing shortage, so to speak, or a quality housing shortage. And we have a residential developer from Baton Rouge. It's Southern Development, Lifestyle Development. They're coming to Gautier, and they've already got the site picked out. They're going to develop 332 homes. And these homes are going to be fairly nice. They've agreed to do a minimum of 1,600 square feet up to around 3,200 square feet. It's going to average price probably a little excess of $200,000. And when this project's fully developed, that'll add about $75 million to the tax base of Gautier.
That's amazing. And last but not least, there is a community outreach program that you guys are putting on in a couple of minutes, right? Or a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I came to the Gautier Business Council meeting last month, and the keynote speaker was the Speaker of the House, Philip Gunn, and he gave an overview of the legislative session. And obviously, most people were focused on the big ticket items, the BP, the lottery, the infrastructure, the bridges, the education raises and stuff like that. But something that just totally missed my radar, and he talked about since he's been in Jackson, one of the proudest legislative things he was been involved with the passage of the human trafficking bill. And what that really means is that the traffic lords, so to speak, have been able to keep the traffickees suppressed, but if they came forward, they'd be charged with prostitution. And so this bill, what it did, it passed law that if a teenager comes forward on the human trafficking, they cannot be charged with prostitution. And that's a game changer for some of these people that have been out there involved in this. It'll help, I really believe it'll help save some lives, and it'll also help them restore their souls. And the way we're going to get this word out to these people is through the churches. And we're working with the churches, and we're going to do an outreach to try to help these people get back on track.
There you have it, a lot of stuff going on in the city of Gautier. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us this morning.